Hey, what's going on? Welcome back to another episode of Gem Drafter. It's the Thursday show with Newts and Ronald Cavalier. It's June 9th, 2022. Please leave reviews on Apple, like, sub, and hit the bell on YouTube. What's going on, Corey?
Not much. How's it going, man?
Pretty good, pretty good. Just a nice chill Wednesday night. Oh, Thursday morning, I mean. Thursday
Yeah,
morning
Thursday
live
morning.
at
Yeah.
studios. Uh So I guess the real McSpanky left a review. I didn't specify where, and I didn't see it on Apple. Apple's kind of weird sometimes with the reviews. Like it'll take a while to show up. The only review I see on there is from my fiance, and it says fun. So sorry, McSpanky. If you left one, we'll get to it eventually when I can see it. And I also
That's
just want to
fun.
apologize. I just
Oh,
want to quickly apologize for the Sunday show audio. Payson and I were trying to mess with some settings and to try to figure some audio quality stuff out. And so I'm sorry if you guys suffered through the echo on the Sunday show, but we're here now with some better audio. Hopefully Corey's internet holds up.
I hope so too. We're plugged in now. We're hardwired. Drilled a hole in the floor. No big deal. The wife has no idea. Just drilled it in a corner of the house.
Wait, so like from where like upstairs to downstairs?
Yeah. So there was a previous cable from the previous owners or whatever, and I just went right next to that. I was like, this will be perfect. I know this one goes downstairs.
There you go.
Oh yeah.
Mr. Handyman.
I try to be.
So let's talk some football, buddy. Your
Yes.
boy Sammy Watkins is getting hyped up by head coach Matt LaFleur.
Yeah. That's fun. But we've heard him hype up Christian Watson. We've heard Romeo Dubs hype. We've heard Alan Lazard hype. It's it feels like they're just searching for something to stick for people to get behind. Um, I
That's
don't
what it
know.
is.
Yeah. I think they just want to have all their bases covered for whoever becomes the new wide receiver one. Oh, we called it. We've been hyping him up this whole time. You hyped up everybody the whole time.
I really think it's got to be less than a 50 or 40% chance that it's going to be Watkins. Like, yes, the talent's there, but is he really going to put it all together this year finally? Like, how old is Sammy Watkins right now? I'm going to look that up real quick.
I am not sure.
He's not old, but he is going on 29. His birthday is next week, Tuesday. Happy
Oh,
birthday,
yeah,
Sammy.
happy early birthday to the Lizard King. He always thinks
Yeah,
he's
I'll
a
give
lizard. Right?
yeah, he does. He does. Here, birthday
Yeah.
crack. Happy birthday. But yeah, I have low expectations, and obviously he is like super cheap. Like, you probably get him for
Yeah.
a third round pick. I mean, do you even want to pay a third round pick for him?
No. No, I'll take if if I'm in a startup, like I took him in the startup where we start four wide receivers and 14 teams, and I don't even know what round it was, but it felt like a good late dart. Maybe I get a few starts here or there. I am not hoping for much.
I remember that was one of your gripes with Payson and I. We didn't mention
Yeah.
Sammy and Jameson Crowder, so
Yeah.
apologies for that as well.
God, I should at least be up to 13 or 12 now. Gee.
Well, I had you at like 8. I had you at like 8, so
Oh, I just listened to the 14 ranking and then I was like, oh, okay, all right. See you guys later.
I mean, so what, you take a beef with my putting Mitch at 14?
Oh no, I didn't hear that.
You said you
Oh my
listened to
word.
the 14 ranking and then you pieced out.
I pieced after mine. I was like, well, look, we didn't even talk about Sammy Watkins or Jamison Crowder, these superstars I'm picking up. in the late rounds. Let me go look at Mitch's team.
He
I haven't even
has
looked at anybody's
good
team in here.
like value, and he still has his 23 first. But my just whole problem was like the RB 2 and 3, and then like I just don't believe in Burks either. And speaking of Burks, he's dealing with asthma.
Yeah,
Do you think he's gonna be all right or what?
I think he'll be fine. He's going to get the best treatment, that the Titans can give him. And I don't want to make light of asthma, but I think that that's something they could get under control. And I think they found out about it early enough to where it shouldn't affect him into the season. Maybe we have a few more things pop up in camp where, he got gassed and he got winded, blah, blah, blah. But I don't think it's anything to be overly concerned about. I'd be more concerned with his routes
That
over his
yeah,
asthma.
I agree with that. But I mean, it is a lot of reports popping up in a short amount of time of him like being out of shape and now dealing with the asthma. So I would just say keep an eye on it. Definitely.
Mhm.
Um, I mean, I say that, but I also myself personally, I mean, I'm not on him, but if I was someone that's listening right now that's on Burks, like my advice to you guys, I would pivot off him. Just I don't know, it's just the routes, like and these couple reports and just Tannehill. I have a bad
I'm
feeling
with
about
you.
it.
I do too. I do too. I think, a lot of people are going to expect him to walk in and be AJ Brown, and he's not AJ Brown. So I think that automatically, unfortunately for Treylon Burks, that dings him. It hurts his stock a little bit if he underperforms on Burks level. And I think it's a little unfair to him, but I think that's going to be part of the process of it. People are going to expect wide receiver one immediately with who's in that offense with him. It's Robert Woods and Nick Westbrook-Ikhine and Kyle Phillips. And I can't think of another wide receiver on that team.
Robert Woods, right? Did you say that?
Yeah. Yep. Robert Woods, Nick
A little.
Westbrook-Ikhine, and Kyle Phillips.
Well, the thing is, yeah, the concern is his routes, and then on top of the concern for his routes, like he's gonna just because of his physicality and like athletic ability, they're still gonna focus on him from a
Mm-hmm.
defensive perspective from the other team. So that's gonna be very, very tough to overcome. Speaking of wide receivers, did you see like the news that just happened that Cooper Kupp got paid?
Yeah.
Sixth
Big,
highest
big
paid
money.
wide receiver, 22 million a year average for the life of the contract, which is, obviously he's not the highest paid, but that's because he's a team player. That's pretty cool for once to
Yeah.
see.
Yeah. I always just see the team friendly contracts when somebody says, I just want more people here that want to be here. It says a lot about him as a person to sacrifice that. He could
Oh,
have asked for
he's
everything.
in the perfect situation. I mean, do you really
Yeah.
want to like sour it or ruin it when you're in LA in the sunshine, Super Bowl MVP, still on a really strong Super Bowl contending team? Like,
Yeah.
if you're
No,
making
I don't
over
break that up.
if you're making over 15 million, like what's there to argue about, and he's making well
Right.
over that. So
Right.
pretty cool. And then I saw also that someone reported Stafford should be good to go by camp with his little elbow thing going on. So that's good news.
Mhm. Yeah.
But but bad news for the Rams. Their late round running back draft pick broke his foot, apparently, Kyron Williams. They say he should be ready by training camp, but I mean, a foot injury is not good for a player that uses their feet to, do everything.
Right. Right. Yeah. Yeah. And there wasn't much hope. Anyone mentioned him last week as possibly he could step into that third down role. A lot of people, believe that's the quickest way onto the field is if you can pass. got a shot there, and maybe he plays faster than what he timed. Maybe he's just one of those guys that's a game. Would have liked to see that, and maybe we will get to see it, but not looking so bright.
Yeah, I'm definitely worried. I mean, I'm really not worried because I don't have any Kyron Williams. I liked him freshman and sophomore year, and I liked him as a prospect, but just the terrible measurables, I just decided, I like the other guys.
Yeah.
I saw it's not like it's news, but I saw that Zamir White signed his 4-year contract, and then what was the thing that I wanted to point out about that? The interesting wording. Oh, it's Roto World or NBC Sports Edge. They said White is best left on dynasty taxi squads to start the season. I actually like to use the strategy of guys that you think they're not going to play. Don't put them on your taxi squad yet, and then put like a guy that you know for sure you're going to use this year on your taxi squad to start in case you're going to cut the other guys, and then bring up the guy that you're going to play, and then down at the end of the year. Just something to mention.
I have a lot of Jameson Williams on my taxi squads right now. I'm sure when we're going to see Jameson Williams this season. It's been pretty quiet.
I got a soft offer from TJ of Goff and Gabe Davis for Jameson Williams. I think it was because I first offered him Jameson Williams for Gabe Davis and like a 23 first, I think, and he was like, no,
okay.
No.
Okay, so that was a retort offer.
Well, he said to me, I think that he's like, I thought that one was going to get it done. I was like, yeah, you must just, he thinks I love Goff for some reason now because I have a lot of Goff, but it's just,
I think you love Goff too.
I mean, I'll love him if he does good this year.
I think you're a closet Goff fan is what you are. Hey, you should have took him in the 5th round and done.
Yeah, I mean, speaking of quarterback values, is Goff going to be worth more than Deshaun Watson soon?
Probably. So I won't spend $1 a fab on Deshaun Watson.
My heart of like dynasty, I don't have like a heart for Deshaun Watson. Obviously, I mean, where there's smoke, there's fire. Like something had to have gone down, but like my dynasty gut, I guess, is like punched right now, and I'm just like, man, because I just made a deal with McSpanky before like his lawyer said all the dumb stuff. Like, dude, what? He needs a new lawyer for real. Like he needs a new lawyer.
Yeah.
Like the media is trying to, or they want to crucify him, which whatever, if he did what he did, rightfully so. But like, why are you talking to them? Like, why are you talking? Why not just maintain the silence? It seems to have been working up to this point.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, do you see that the entire Texans organization is now added to the let me get the actual.
I might have seen that, yeah. So they added the Texans to the like civil suit?
Yes. I believe it is the civil suit. Let me see. Texans to be added as a defendant in Deshaun Watson litigation, accusing the Texans of being well aware of Watson's issues but failed to act.
My whole thing with the situation is like, whatever happened, it's terrible. Like, I'm sorry to any victims, but like, my whole thing is like, how are they going to prove anything? Like, how are they going to prove what money was given for? How are they going to prove that he did anything? Because there's no cameras in those rooms. There might be cameras in the hallways proving that he was there. But if
somebody
it's just
has records of something, I would think somebody has records of something. There's
Well, what
always
does that
some
really?
sort of paper trail.
Is that not hearsay? Like what? Like
Ah.
what does the paper trail prove? I'm just playing like devil's advocate,
Oh,
like
I get it.
because
Like,
nothing's happened yet. No
yeah,
hammer has come down yet.
I think the hammer is going to come down in the court of public opinion after all the things that have come out now, because it's been some disturbing, nasty stuff that has been coming out of these stories on Twitter, and it's going to become an optics thing. I thought he would get sentenced. I thought he would do some time for it. That didn't happen. And my next thing was the optics thing and what the NFL was going to do, because you can't have somebody out there and flaunt them around as this great athlete, and we should all buy this guy's jerseys and stuff after the things that he's done.
Yeah. No, sorry, you were just cutting out a little bit there.
Oh, son of a!
It's
It's
all
time to
good.
drill another hole in the floor. Apparently,
I think your wife sabotaged the cord or something.
she probably did. She's probably
uh,
known the whole time.
yeah, I guess I'm being a little bit I would say if I had to be honest with myself, I'm probably being a little bit delusional about like the image side of it and like what the NFL thinks and wants to do while trying to handle it that way. Um, but yeah, it's gonna be an ongoing thing. I hope that it gets resolved where like all parties are okay with what happened, but my dynasty teams
Oh,
want
I don't.
attention and
I don't want Deshaun to be okay with what happened. I want that dude to be super pissed. I want them to wreck that dude's life. But that's neither here nor there. Let's go to the next one before I start ranting about
okay,
this.
yeah, sure. QB talk then. Apparently, Mitchell Trubisky is the clear number one in Pittsburgh right now during minicamp, according to a report.
What? I saw this come across in the Discord, and the thing I said was, you mean the dude who's been in the NFL for what, 4 to 5 years now is more pro ready than the dude that just got to the NFL on day one? That's super surprising to me. It's not surprising to me at all. Then we went through the list of quarterbacks that Mahomes only started one game. I think Lamar Jackson started half a season his rookie season. Trey Lance only played because Jimmy Garoppolo got hurt. There's one more. Oh, Justin Herbert only played because Tyrod Taylor's lung got punctured. Like, all these guys had something happen or sat and waited for their turn. So I don't think, and I'm not even a big Kenny Pickett guy, but I think that was a little overreactionary to say, oh my goodness, Trubisky's the quarterback one, Pickett's a bust already. But give the guy a chance to go through training camp and actually have the battle. And, with Trubisky, obviously he's going to know more. He's been around longer.
Yeah, I think it's kind of weird that why do you take a quarterback in the first round and then like put him through the ringer saying he's the third quarterback behind Mason Rudolph, who we know is not good. Uh I don't think Trubisky is gonna all of a sudden get it together. Like there was a lot of hype on
Right.
him when he was coming out of Buffalo as the backup, saying, "Oh, he's definitely gonna get a shot this year." And it's like, yeah, he's gonna get a shot, but I mean, I guess
Right.
it was like his whole time in Chicago was pretty much under Nagy, and like people can say
Mm-hmm.
whatever they want about that. So maybe he didn't get a fair shake, but I don't know. To me, the guy just doesn't see the field, and I don't think that's going to change.
So you think Pickett week one?
I don't think Pickett. I don't necessarily like. That's what I want. That's on my wish list for sure. Like we
Mm-hmm.
did do not want list last year. And my want
Sure.
list is Kenny Pickett
Kenny Pickett week
turns
1.
into Justin Herbert and Joe Burrow and balls out. But that's not likely. That's not
Just
likely to
pray.
happen.
Just pray for Derek Carr. Just pray for Derek Carr.
Realistically, I would like to see him sit for the first 4 games and then Pittsburgh struggling a little bit, and then he comes in and is a pleasant surprise with his
Mhm.
production, and that's what I would like to see.
Sure. That's what I think is more likely. Trubisky games at least.
I would like to see him throw the ball when he's in trouble to Najee Harris about 80 times. That'd be
That's not
pretty
gonna
cool.
happen.
Well, last year Najee Harris had 74 receptions.
They're talking about lightening his load though, lightening his workload.
Sorry, what's that?
They're talking about lightening his workload. I've seen a few stories on that they want to take things off his plate.
Yeah, that's what I was leading into.
That's yet to be seen. I know. I kind of stole.
He had 74 receptions last year. So Najee touched the ball 381 times last year. That was way more than I expected. That's like some Derrick Henry type stuff right there. I'm actually gonna look up Derrick Henry real quick too. Because that feels like so yeah, Derrick Henry's career high, which was 2 years ago in 2020, was 397. So that's only like a couple off.
Yeah.
15 to be
Yeah.
exact.
And how
it's so
how long
weird.
can you sustain that?
Well, I mean, it's so weird that he's already like in my mind, I'm already like viewing him as age 25, and he only has played 1 season in the NFL.
I know.
You know, next off season he'll be 25. So honestly, I'm trying to pivot off Najee. Like, I think he'll produce. I almost was gonna do a double negative there. I think he will produce for sure, but I think that his perception is gonna be more of like that how we view Dalvin Cook, Joe Mixon right now. Where like, yeah, he's in a really good offense. He's producing, but like that, when is it going to fall off? And I mean, it's weird talking about a 24-year-old running back like that because JT's like about to turn 24 and he's dynasty RB1. But I don't know. Things come up quick.
Yeah. Yes, they do. I mean, it sounds like they have a plan, but I don't think I've ever seen a Tomlin back not take a full workload like we had last year.
Najee Harris contracts. Just want to see. I like looking it up to see the actual year. So like, what the heck?
They could pick up the 5th-year option. They took him in the frill.
Apparently, there was a linebacker named Najee Harris that played for the Raiders.
Huh?
Because I'm trying to look it up on Spotrac. And it took me. It was like 2017 to 2020. I'm like, pretty sure Najee was a rookie in 2021. There we go. Yep, it was outside linebacker Najee Harris of the Oakland Raiders. Shout out. Probably was like practice squad or something.
Wow.
Yeah, why wouldn't they?
Why
wouldn't they ride him? Like hard.
Exactly. That's
like age 24 season this year, age 25 season in 2023, then 26, and then they could pick him up in his age 27 season and then let him go, or let him go before that.
Right. If he starts to show signs of deterioration.
So
get your option.
I guess that breaking it down that way makes me feel like this kind of a BS report, even though it's coming straight out of the Steelers. Like, this is that time of year where it's like smoke screens, all that type of stuff. So, I guess if I'm a really win now team, I'm hanging on, but like, I think this might be the apex of his value, to be honest. Like once that 25
Yep.
stink is on him, it's all downhill from there for value.
Yeah, I agree. I moved a few shares on some teams that just missed for CD Lamb this past season.
Wait,
Amari
you did what for?
out of town. Najee for CD Lamb straight up, I believe.
Yeah, you know what's crazy is one of the startups we just did with me, TJ, Kevin from the Discord, and McSpanky might have been in there.
Is
This guy,
McSpanky in every league?
I think so. I want to make sure I'm not forgetting anybody. Yeah, MT Aliens is in there too. You don't know him, but he's in my other league. And Loops, KR Ferguson. What's up, buddy? Anyway, this guy took Najee Harris at like 8th overall, I think. Yeah, 108. Right after JT, ahead of Pitts, ahead of Jefferson, ahead of Chase.
Wow.
Yeah, I feel like it was kind of a unexperienced player. Not wanting to be disrespectful or anything. But
Yeah.
it's a bad pick.
You want to hear a really bad one? I saw
Yeah.
Derrick Henry go in the first of a dynasty startup.
Not this year.
I swear to you. I'll show you. I'll send you the screenshots.
Okay.
I swear.
I believe you. That's ridiculous. That's an
Yeah.
orphan. That's
It
an
was.
instant orphan. Is that his team name? Instant Orphan?
It should be. It's his first year.
Superflex?
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Does he know that Derrick Henry got injured last year?
He has to, man. This startup took place in February, I think. Maybe January.
You think Derrick Henry's in shape right now?
Of course, Derrick Henry's in shape. He was healthy enough to play in a game. He didn't look in shape then, but I'm sure the dude's been working since then.
Then why isn't Leonard Fournette in shape?
Well,
Corey?
I think Lenny likes to just, hang out and party a little bit. He's probably been hanging out with Gronk, just sitting on a beach, just sipping Coronas or something. I don't know.
I keep bringing this stuff up to my buddy Darren that I've mentioned on the podcast before, and like he's always like, "Man, it's still how many weeks away are we right now? Like 1, 2, 3. We're like 8 weeks away from training camp." So
Yeah, 10 pounds for, supreme athlete is pretty much nothing. I'm gonna guess that, and not even guess, I've seen some other stories shared about this problem going back to all the way to his college days, him showing up out of shape. And I don't know of any time in a season when people were like, "Oh, Lenny seems out of shape. He's gassed."
he's a big boy. I
Yeah,
mean,
yeah,
he's of that like not quite Derrick Henry or AJ Dillon ilk, but definitely big. So he's about 240 right now, he said, I think. And
yeah.
he admitted it. So
Yep.
it's not like he's like out here dodging questions.
Right.
And it's still early. So hopefully he can drop that weight, get slim, keep Rashad White off the field.
Oh, come on. I would like to see Rashad. Actually, I didn't draft as much as I thought I would.
He'll get on the field a little bit. I was
Yeah.
just taking a little shot at Rashad. Sorry, Rashad. Excuse me. So did you see that Debo was playing nice? I mean, we'll probably see tomorrow. He'll probably sign a contract or something. He's showing up to mini camp.
Yeah, I saw that he's showing up. Somebody put out there that he still hasn't rescinded his request for a trade. I mean, do you have to do that? Do you have to be like, okay, guys, I no longer want to trade, or you just like show up, like you show up when you argue with a buddy and everything's just kind of cool, you know? I've never really thought about that until I saw that report.
I mean, who said that?
I can't even remember. It was just some NFL beat reporter.
Oh, well, I mean, first of all, what does that guy really know? And then I would
Very true.
say you probably do have to. Like you probably have
Okay.
to go in there and say like, "Hey guys, like that'd be like for example, say like you got in a catastrophic fight with your wife like and you were like, "I don't want to do this anymore." Like you can't just show up. Like you got to come back and
Hey.
be like,
All right. I
you got to
guess I
come
have a warped sense here.
I do, I do want to stay married to you. You
I don't
know?
know. I guess my wife's different than my employer. I don't know. I would just show back up and be like, I just want my paychecks. You just stay over
Yeah.
there. I'll stay over here. We'll do our thing.
I guess, yeah. That I mean, it is a little bit different, but I think that you would probably have to have a conversation at least with
That
like Shane
that
or
that
Lynch.
makes sense. That makes sense.
Man, I saw someone on Twitter today. I think it was this Tyler FF creator dude that's always like retweeting people like crazy and answering their questions. Man, I could not do
Yes,
that. I mean,
I know
yeah,
who
I
you're
can't
talking
even do
about.
what John does in the Discord. Like I heard him
No.
on Dynasty Theory last night saying like, yeah, sometimes I don't check my phone and then all of a sudden I'll just think like they need me in there. So
They
it'll be
need me.
it'll be on. Like I just can't like be accessible like that. Like I gotta have my life, you know.
Yeah,
But this dude, I respect him greatly. But some of his opinions I disagree with, just like anyone. Like we disagree on
sure.
stuff. But yeah, Tyler Justin Carp at Tyler FF Creator. He said T Law is one of his favorite buys in Superflex Dynasty right now, and I'm just like, I'm I kind of thought of this because of talking about the Niners because like we always talk about T Law, Trey Lance, and Justin Fields and like that 3-pack of the second year quarterbacks, and it's like, are they really good buys? Like they're in the second round of startups, and like
Yeah,
if it doesn't this year, that's not going to sustain.
right. Yeah. I think T Law with a mediocre season would be fine value wise. If Wilson bombs this year or even a meh season, I think he takes a drop. Um, I kind of think Max already dropping just from the nature of his game and the Patriots offense. But then Lance and Fields with the rushing upside, I think that allure is always going to be there. And T Law has a little bit of that rushing upside to him. He's a better athlete than what he gets given credit for, I think.
He's just big too. Like he's
Yeah.
bigger than credit for.
Yes.
I think he's
Yes,
6'6".
he is, dude. Yeah. He's got the
So
beautiful flowing locks. I mean,
send some of those this way, please.
yes, I could use some. I realized right when we were starting, I was like, I didn't put my hat on. Son
Oh,
of a. Then I heard the kids running around upstairs. I'm like, I can't go back up there. It'll set them off. No way.
so I forgot to mention when we were talking about Debo Samuel that in a 12-team super flex, shout out Kevin B. Stout. He traded away Debo for sorry, 1 second. All right, I'm back. Traded away Debo for DeAndre Hopkins, Juju, and a 23 second.
That sounds like a Kevin trade.
I don't mind it really. Like I don't like Hopkins. I would prefer some other sort of vet that wasn't like uh
Was
suspended.
right. Was this before the 6-game suspension or after it came
It was
down?
like it was like 30 minutes ago.
Oh my
But like
lord.
let me ask you this. Next year Juju will be 26, Debo will be 27. If Juju balls out with Mahomes, do you think there's any possibility that Juju like is in the same tier as Debo next year?
No way. Juju is like the weirdest valued player I've ever seen. Like whenever I go inquire about him, like everybody's like, "Oh, I love that guy. I'm gonna need this, that, and the other." And like when I go try to trade him for something, half that, the dude's like, I don't even like Juju. Juju's terrible. So it's just like he's either the most beloved player by that manager, and he's the most hated by the other 11 managers in the league. Like whoever has him is the Juju truther.
I totally agree with that. I mean, I paid up for him a little bit on a contender earlier this year, but I think he's going to succeed in Cleveland. That's why, or Cleveland, Kansas City. Good thing he's not in Cleveland right now.
Right. Jacoby Brissett, baby.
uh, so yeah, I mean, I said I didn't mind it, but I probably would still be on the Debo side. I think there is a lot of upside with Juju. I don't mind him. He's proven he can produce with a decent quarterback in Big Ben, and now he's got Patrick Mahomes.
Yeah, I just, Debo's value is so high, and I know you can't get Debo's actual value back in trade from attempting to move him myself, but I just think like you couldn't have got like Keenan Allen or somebody not suspended. There had to be a couple other aged vets you could have gone after other than DeAndre Hopkins.
Okay, so Hopkins or Tyler Lockett?
Oh my God. Oh, I guess give me Hopkins.
And so I'm looking at the team of the guy that he traded with, and it's like the guy's got Kupp, Debo, Tyreek Hill, and this is the guy that took Najee Harris at 108. So listen to his team: Rodgers and Tannehill at quarterback, and then he's got McCaffrey, Najee Harris at running back, Cooper Kupp, Debo Samuel, Tyreek Hill, Tyler Lockett, Calvin Ridley.
Yeah. What's he just collecting all the suspended guys and then the old quarterbacks?
Traded away Hopkins. So,
Jeez Louise.
but yeah, I mean, I don't know. I probably would have tried to do like Debo plus a little, or actually, I wouldn't do Debo plus. Would you do Debo or Kupp?
I'll take Kupp.
I mean, he's gonna turn 29 like very, very soon, but I feel like
I
you
think
have
I just
to.
yeah, I just think he's better. Debo with all this contract stuff not being resolved, and also coming out and saying he doesn't want carries in the backfield, whether they do or do not give him running back carries is yet to be seen. But if they start giving him running back carries, does he say, to hell with this, I'll sit?
Well, I mean, if he does that, then yeah, he's not going to get paid. I think he wants to get
Right.
paid for sure. Like even if he signs a contract, if all of a sudden they're using him how he doesn't want to be used and he sits, doesn't play, then he's not going to get paid.
Right.
I forgot what I wanted to. Oh yeah, I was gonna say. So I know Kittle is missing minicamp right now, but you gotta think like when I pull it back to talking about those sophomore quarterbacks. If Trey Lance is going to be the guy in San Fran, like I know they have like kind of a hodgepodge of late round running backs as far as draft capital, but we know Eli Mitchell's pretty good.
Mm-hmm.
And then Kittle, Debo, Ayuk, like man, those are some good weapons. And we're like arguing weapons for Zach Wilson. We're arguing weapons for I forgot who else. Young. Oh yeah, Kenny Pickett.
Mm-hmm.
And then some of these veteran quarterbacks have like the exact opposite of that, like Aaron Rodgers, Tannehill. Like, yeah, he's got a young weapon, but it's like, is he gonna succeed? So
Sure.
season is just gonna be so interesting. Like, I feel like the dynasty landscape's gonna get so shaken up by this season.
Yeah.
And then on top of that, you throw in the hype of the 23 class coming in.
Right.
It's gonna be crazy.
Yeah, that was another thought I had about Najee and his value being at peak value. Because once these 23 backs come in, where does he slide to? Just
Let's look. So I would say like Bijan's ahead of him right now. And I could see Gibbs. I could see Zach Evans even being ahead of him.
does Henderson come out next year in 23?
Oh, he's 24.
He's 24.
So is the gem Jarquez Hunter. Watch out for him. Auburn running back Jarquez.
Jarquez Hunter, I'll store it in the memory banks.
Yeah, he's gonna be good.
I wish I had the time to Devi. I really do.
I mean, I was doing it on Saturday mornings early. Like that's my ritual in the season.
Yeah.
Like not Saturday mornings early. Sunday before Sunday football. Like I'd
Uh-huh.
wake up 6 a.m. and hop on the computer and watch the college highlights from like for the major schools from the previous
Sure.
day. And then
Sure.
I have my dual screen, so I just have like my 23, 24, 25, 26 sheets up
Uh-huh.
for rankings. And then if all of a sudden a guy pops, I'll just be like, oh, Ohio State football roster, and I'll look his number up, and then I'll just type him in on my sheet and rank him
Right.
appropriately, and then he's in there and in my brain.
Nice. Nice. Maybe I'll have to try to get into that. It'll be hard to get around Coco Melon.
Coco
You don't.
Melon.
Yeah.
What is
Don't worry about Coco Melon.
Oh, it's a
Okay.
cartoon. I bet. It's a
Yeah,
cartoon.
it's like a children's like sing song. Like, yeah, the dad looks like he's a serial killer. Um, you'll learn about it when you have kids. You'll be like, I know what shows you're talking about now. They have like 4 or 5 shows they rotate through, my kids, but they all sing the same songs, but it's just different animations, and I'm just like, oh my god, man. I
you
find
gotta
myself humming them at work.
you gotta be hanging out with them for sure.
Oh yeah.
I'm gonna be on the laptop like Dynasty. Oh, what?
Yeah.
I'm
Yeah.
just kidding. I'm not.
Yeah. You
Yeah, I'm getting married in 9 days, and maybe some
yes.
babies will happen.
Uh-oh.
Uh, and then hopefully I'll be able to get my hands on some formula, and I will not keep it from my child. Sorry, just kidding, Jerry. So that was my weird transition into talking
Oh,
about how
I think it was great.
Jerry Judy left practice with a little bit of a limp. Looks like a groin. Hopefully, there's enough time before training camp for him to get back and get right. Probably is. I mean,
Yeah.
groin in like 2 weeks, 2 to 4 weeks.
Yeah, it shouldn't be it didn't sound like it was anything terrible. I mean, something to monitor at the moment. Like you said, we're so far out. It's not all that concerning yet. I actually tried to move some Judy this week just to see what kind of interest I got. I got 0 interest in people acquiring Judy.
I think he's still a buy. Like when I'm looking at my so I did this last week. I ranked the NFL teams just from like a NFL team perspective, like who's the best team. I put the Bills at 1, put the
Hmm.
Chargers at 2. I put the Broncos at 3 because of their defense. Like I think they're a top 5 team for sure with Russell Wilson.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, they definitely could be up there. The only tough thing is that division itself with the Chiefs and the Chargers in it as well, and the Raiders. That's a murderer's row division.
I have all 4 of those teams inside my top 10.
Wow. I said all 4 were going to make the playoffs earlier this year.
It's possible with the new system with 7
That's
teams.
what I thought too.
Well, like when you look at the Raiders' weapons now, like, do you prefer the Raiders or the Cowboys?
Give me the Raiders' weapons?
Raiders or Cardinals?
Raiders.
What about Ravens?
I think the Raiders. I don't know. Lamar's a pretty big weapon himself. He's
It's
hard
close,
to.
right? I have them back.
Yeah,
I have Raiders 10, Ravens 11. What about 49ers?
give me the 49ers.
Yeah, so I had 49ers at 9. Guess who my 8 is?
Who's that? The Lions?
No. It's the Packers.
Oh my lord! For weapons, you rank their weapons as the
No,
8th.
no, no. Just as like a team,
Was this a special teams ranking? Did you
well,
rank their special teams?
I'm factoring in how solid the Packers defense was last year. This is like just a straight up team ranking. Like I was
Okay.
factoring in team defense too. So like I think the Packers defense was like very solid last year, and then they added 2 first round
They were.
rookies on defense. So and hopefully Jair can play a full season. And I think that the cornerback that we drafted out of Georgia last year is going to be solid. So we'll see what we can do here. Yeah, I guess I'll just list. I went Bills, Chargers, Broncos, Bengals, Buccaneers, Chiefs, Rams, Packers, 49ers, Raiders, Ravens, Cowboys, blah, blah, blah. Anyway, the reason why I have the Bengals so high is because I just feel like that offense is going to be so deadly with another year of repetition with Chase, Higgins, adding Lale Collins to that O-line. Mixon, I've always been a Mixon fan. I know he's like getting up there in running back age, but I just feel like they're going to be so good. Adding Hayden Hurst, he's a nice veteran.
Yeah. Joe Cool 2.0. So I know you wouldn't take this, but I tried to get Olave and a 23 second for Judy and a 23 third. I didn't get a response there. I tried the same 2-3 swap and getting Bateman for Judy. That was declined. Tried ETN. Nope. What else did I try?
Yeah, those are all moves I think I would make.
Elijah Moore I tried to get for Judy. Nope.
I don't know if I'd do that one just because I believe in Russell Wilson. I'd prefer to just keep Judy and not take the risk on Zach.
Yeah, it was just it was
Garrett
to
Wilson
get
coming
the
in.
second. Yeah. I tried to get Sun God in the second and I couldn't.
For Judy in a third.
Yeah.
That was a blessing. It was a blessing in disguise.
It's not a blessing. I wanted it.
Yeah, the only trade I made was that. Oh, did I mention that I traded for Deshaun Watson?
Yes, with McSpanky, yeah.
It was in the Discord. I think you saw it. I gave up Fields in a third for Watson in a second. But that was before the it wasn't before the 24th allegation, but it was before it got like real sketchy with them saying they might void the contract and all that stuff.
Okay.
I'm trying to think of if I saw any others. I was trying to pivot off Najee, like I was talking about earlier, in a 2 tight end league where I'm rebuilding for TJ Hawkinson. I was trying to give Najee and a second so similar to yours, doing a pick swap. Najee and a 23 second for TJ Hawkinson and a 23 first on a good team. So it would have been a late 23 first.
Sure.
And he countered me with Hawkinson and a 23 second for Najee. I was just like, I don't think I can do it, man.
Yeah.
I think closer to season, I'll get more for Najee from somebody.
Probably.
Or I'll twist his arm for the first if he thinks he's really going.
Yeah. Yeah. Just tell him how great his team is. There's nothing wrong with a little butt kissing in the dealings. It helps me get deals done all the time. Dude, your team is so great. I can't wait to see you win this championship after I give you this player for your first round picks.
Kind of sounds like a TJ move.
I'll butter some people up. I'm not below it.
I had 6 teams leave a league, and so it was a 6-team dispersal, and TJ and Tim B from the Discord joined that one, and J Hart 777 shout out. And like in one of the dealings, TJ was like, "Your team is elite, like so your pick is like trying to deal for my 23 first." But so we're getting up on 50 minutes here, and I don't want to forget to mention Dalton Schultz is skipping mandatory minicamp. So that's very interesting to me that
It
uh,
is.
I don't think he's gonna hold out because he definitely wants to take that payday because anything can happen, and he's like a 6th round
Right.
draft pick. Not getting paid
Right.
right now, that's for sure. I mean, he is because he got franchise tagged, but he has
Mhm.
to show up to get the money.
Yeah, it's
As Go ahead, go ahead.
it's kind of strange. Apparently, supposedly, some guy in the Discord knows that some guy from the Cowboys scouting room. I don't know how much stock I even put in this, but apparently they wanted McBride in the second. Is that where McBride went in the second or third? Wherever McBride went, I can't remember. But the Cowboys wanted McBride. Um, so maybe Schultz isn't their long term answer. Maybe that's what he's trying to sort out. But
I don't think he is. I really don't. That's why I was avoiding him all off season. Like I stared him down in startups. Like, man, should I take him here? Like he did so well last year as far as
mhm,
production. Like I think he was a tight end 3 or tight end 4, something like that.
mhm.
Um, but just it goes back to that draft capital, man. Like such
Yep.
low draft capital, and they
Yep.
didn't want to sign him to a long term deal. They franchise tagged him.
Exactly.
And then this hype around Jake Ferguson, like maybe he falls
Yeah.
into some sort of role. I would like that. I have a couple.
Oh, I have more than a couple. I was picking them up off waivers. Like the second the hype hit for Ferguson, I'm gonna pull up my shares just to. I think I'm over 30% though, on 30% of my rosters, which
Sure.
would be great if Schultz holds out. Wow.
Yeah, I mean that might be a guy that's free that jumps into like the top 8 dynasty tight ends for you.
Right. Instantly, because I think that Dak obviously likes the tight end position. And I think Schultz is good. He did great. Yeah, I have 31% of Ferguson on my rosters, so that's awesome.
I'll keep throwing the name out there too. I think Okonkwo definitely has a chance
The
to split
Tennessee
some
guy,
time.
yeah.
Yeah. Super athletic, ran like a 4.52, something like that, and he's very smooth with the ball in his hands and can catch really well. So,
Nice.
he's free. He's free. Late
Right.
4th round waiver pickup, similar to Jake Ferguson.
I've grabbed a few shares on your recommendation.
Yeah, I mean, it's it doesn't cost you anything. What are you dropping
Right.
somebody like
Right.
DJ
Uh,
Dallas?
right. Exactly. Exactly. Or a UDFA running back.
Yeah, actually I want to bring up the Goats League draft because I thought it was so funny how people were drafting like nobodies and taking shot instead of taking shots on like I always feel like it's better to take a shot on the unknown when you're that late in like the
Hmm.
28th round of like I took Raquel Armstead. Like, yeah, he's been out of the league because I think he had a bad bout of COVID or something. So he was like kind of
Yeah.
out of the league, but like he did flash like a little bit, like and could catch the ball. So I mean, that's worth a 28th round startup pick in a 14 team league.
Did he retire?
Don't tell me that. No, I don't
He might. I swear. After I started thinking about him, I think he may have retired.
myocarditis. I, I don't know. But yeah, so it looks like he had myocarditis from COVID or the vaccine. I don't want to start a whole debate about that, but I guess I'm gonna type the full question here. Is Raquel Armstead
Uh,
retired?
I hope he is. I really
Let me
hope he
go through
is.
the wow.
Is he?
No, it says June 26th, Giants cut Raquel Armstead.
Ah,
There's really no news on it. I'm gonna Twitter search it. Twitter's better than Google.
yeah.
Football.
Is it though?
Raquel Armstead. Saints worked out October 5th, 2021. I don't know. Either way, it was a 28th round pick.
Yeah, who
Latest.
cares?
Here we go. I gotta click on latest.
Oh,
Look, I mean, 2 hours ago, the pylon replying to this guy that I have muted that I don't want to mention his name because he just annoyed me, so I muted him.
Ah.
Does any NFL team have a big job? Oh, okay. So this guy says ETN to Snoop Connor. I think he's still on the Jaguars, man. I think they picked him back up or something.
wow.
Yeah, it says right. Look, this guy at Psych Ward FF says Jaguars running back depth chart: Travis Etienne, James Robinson, Raquel Armstead, Snoop Connor.
He's still retired in my mind.
Like I said, 28th, and then okay, so I know he's probably not going to do anything, but with the concerns about Dobbins and Gus Edwards coming back from injury, like I picked up Ricky Person, who was a UDFA. I liked Ricky Person. I know he's probably like a 4.65 40 guy, like not fast, but like he's a solid running back, and he flashed as a freshman at NC State. So I'm not saying in a 12-team league, he's probably not rosterable in a 12-team league, but in a deep 14-team league, like I think he's worth an ad. Even if he doesn't make it, like end of roster player, he might see a gosh, what's his name? Tyson Williams like rise if
Yeah,
those guys are slow to come back. I'm not
sure.
saying he's gonna take over, but like
What about Beatty?
oh yeah, Beatty's there too, but he's much
Yeah.
smaller. Like Ricky Person's like a typical like he's 6 foot 217.
Okay.
So
I
much
mean,
more.
Beatty survived the SEC.
Oh, but I'm Missouri.
Oh, he still has to play Alabama and Auburn. He has to play all those dudes in Georgia. Oh my lord, he still survived it.
ACC baby, Ricky Person.
Ugh.
But I mean, I'm not saying this is gonna happen, but like I think I saw JB get a 22 first for Tyson Williams last year
Wow.
when he broke out. Don't quote me on that, but
When did he break out? I'm still waiting.
well, I mean, he flashed pretty hard one of those games, right? Early in the season.
The very first game of the season, he had a ton of carries. I remember because I was watching the game. And I at like the end of the game, because it was a very close game. I believe they were playing the Raiders. And they were in the red zone, and Latavius Murray had been there for like 2 days, and Tyson had been playing the entire game. And then they got to the goal line, and it was Latavius Murray, like just out of the blue. And I was like, that's really odd that, this dude's been playing all game, and now you send him to the bench, for Latavius Murray for the entire red zone possession. So that's when I kind of decided in my mind to get out on him. I never got any return like that. Like the most I got was like 2 seconds. I got 2 seconds in a lot of places.
I might be off on that, but for some reason that my memory's flashing back. So I do think that happens. He would have to confirm that. We'll have to ask him at a later point. And then I just want to mention that there was a little blurb. It's just from the Athletics, so it's nothing like official. But apparently, Matt Patricia is the early favorite to be the play caller for the Patriots. Like, that's got it. That's good. I mean, is that true? Like,
I'm pretty sure Bill Belichick just does everything, and people just get titles, and then they get given jobs. I don't think anybody does I don't think anybody does anything over there. You can't change my mind about it anymore. After all the failures at head coach that have come from the Patriot system,
yeah, no,
I
that's a good take.
I think it's just Belichick.
So before we get out of here, I gotta ask you one of these questions because I praised the Bengals' offensive weapons and talked about how high I have them in my team rankings. And looking at your tiers, you got Burrow with Dak, Kyler Murray, and Lamar Jackson. So what is holding you back from Burrow being up towards not towards, but in the Mahomes, Allen Herbert tier because like his touchdown percentage is not far off from those guys, and he's
Right.
super young, and he's got these amazing weapons. So like, what's holding you back from tearing him up and into that top tier there? And you just took him in that startup at pick 4.
I did. I do like Joe Burrow a lot. I just can't put him up there yet. He kind of is my Herbert from last year. Like Herbert sat down here in this tier 2 until this past season when he came out and basically repeated what he did before. Had Burrow played his rookie year and performed well, and then performed well his sophomore year like he did, then I think he would be up there for me. I just can't put him up there yet. And you could see here I know Herbert's rush yard or average rushing yards aren't very great per game wise, but it's still 10 more yards than Burrow per game. ACL is a little worrisome, and then there's always it still is the Bengals. I know they did awesome, and I really hope that it goes well for them. Like I'm really rooting for Joe Burrow. I bought Burrow when he got hurt. Um, I'm very excited for that team, but I still can't wipe the stench off like the Bengals franchise.
I get it. I think it's coming though. I definitely think there's a big shift coming with that. I mean, it's undeniable. I think Chase and Higgins are undeniably going to, with Burrow, turn that narrative around.
Yeah. Yep. And I just got to see it one more time, and then he can bump up.
And I think you will. And I think you will bump him up.
Oh, I will. Oh, I will.
That division is just so tough, though. I mean,
it is.
well, we thought it was going to be just like straight powerhouse until all the shady Watson stuff kept coming out.
Yeah.
Now it's like, I mean, that's got to be the worst trade of all time. If he gets suspended for like 2 years, they lost like what 3 first-round draft picks, and they didn't their guy.
230 million.
Well, I mean, if he really gets suspended for like this type of stuff, that's not going to happen.
I kind of hope it does, just to see the absolute madness.
I saw some guy on Twitter today was like, Cleveland fans are bulletproof after all the stuff we've been through. Like
my Lord.
you can't shame us. You can't bring us down. Like we're just ultimately shamed, and nothing can hurt us anymore after all the stuff we've been through.
I think this one should hurt you. That's neither here nor there.
Yeah. So I guess I got to ask this last one too. I was going to save it, but
do it.
So we always talk about the tight end position, like the studs at the top. But then there's these guys that we hold this hope for, and we always talk about on this podcast how the Eagles are a low passing volume offense, and Dallas Goedert is on that low passing volume offense. And then, so I kind of got this off of your tiers here. Let me just click over to your tight ends here. Goddard and Knox, Dawson Knox. So Dawson Knox is in a high powered offense. But both of these guys less than 4 targets a game last year. Knox had the outlier touchdown season with having 9, but looking at your tier 2, you have Goddard at the top of it, and then you have Knox in the middle of your tier 3 behind Waller and Freiermuth. I mean, do you think these guys are ever going to level up to be like household names, or do you think we're just going to be chasing the bag with these guys?
I think Goddard and Hawk can. We kind of touched on it a little bit a few weeks ago. I think just with Kittle, Kelsey, and Waller just flat out aging out. And other than them both being under 4 targets a game, Goddard has had a 17% target market share. Knox was at 12, and Knox's yards per route run is 1.16, and Goddard is 2.34. 2 for a tight end is elite. That's an elite level athlete playing that position. Look at the guys with 2 yards per route run. Pitts, Andrews, Goddard, Kittle. Kelsey's at 184.
Gronkowski.
Gronk.
Yeah, so I mean, then that makes total sense why you have Knox like so much lower than Goddard. And Goddard was so hyped up coming out, so I do believe in the talent. It's just it's tough with how weird that situation is. So I just wanted to pose the question.
Sure, sure.
I do believe in Goddard. I don't. If I had to choose a position on Knox, I would say I would sell him. Like
Yeah,
I think I'm selling Knox because they got OJ Howard there and Weidermeyer. Like Weidermeyer probably isn't going to do anything, but it just seems like kind of a ambiguous like tight end room that it's it's not going to all go to him as far as the touchdowns the next
sure,
year.
sure.
So, but
A lot
Goddard
of. Oh, go ahead.
Goddard has Calcaterra to deal with a little bit in the 2 tight end sets, but I don't think that's going to be much of a problem for him.
No.
I think AJ Brown's way more of a problem.
Yeah, this is definitely AJ Brown is definitely worrisome to Goddard, but it's still the nature of the tight end position. I mean, once we go down to the next, the tier after Knox, it's a bunch of hopefuls. As much as I love Cole Kmet, it's still just a hope. Then it's Njoku, Alberto, Hunter Henry, Noah Fant, Gasicki. Like, are any of those guys getting you excited?
Not really. um, I would say McBride's probably a good value because I don't know if Ertz, I mean, is going to stay healthy.
Right.
Uh, but like, look at Albert O's yards per route run, pretty close to
Yeah,
that. I'd
they
imagine
are.
you have him where you have him.
We need to discuss Russ and tight ends next week.
Okay,
We should look into that.
definitely. Because he's had some flashers for sure, like Will Disley.
Yeah, Will Disley.
Everyone was hyped about Hollister for a little while there in
Yep.
redraft.
Yep. Remember Hollister, and then they let Jimmy Graham for a minute. Luke Wilson.
Oh yeah. And then Gerald Everett
Yep.
didn't do much.
Gerald Everett. Nope.
Well, I mean, towards the
He
end
had
of
a
the year,
few
like,
games. He did.
he literally won me a week last year to get me into the playoffs. Like I needed him, and he
Nice.
scored like what was it? Like he scored 20 points, I think, one week.
Nice.
Either in the first week of the playoffs or leading right up to it. So I think that's all we got for tonight for the Thursday show. You got
Yeah.
any parting words?
I don't. If you guys want to trade with me for Jerry Judy, please send your offers to me. I'm bored right now. Board trading's bad trading. I'll still do it though.
You don't have Jerry Judy in the. Oh, you do have Jerry Judy. All
I
right, we can
do.
get that together.
You want to make a deal?
Maybe. Everyone hates my team in there. I need Olave. I want Olave, not Judy.
Not happening.
I have T. Higgins, and I know you like T. Higgins.
Oh, good lord. Okay. All right. You better put T. Higgins in the deal. I know how much you love Olave, and if you think that I'm overpaying to get up to T. Higgins, you are sorely mistaken.
I think I already sent something that I ended up revoking.
Oh
I made,
yeah, I didn't. I never even got a chance to see it.
yeah, I forgot what it was exactly, but I started feeling bad about it. Here, I'll
Yeah,
go.
you wanted my 23 first.
Yeah, your team's really good, especially if you
Don't
have
don't
much of
butter me up. Don't butter me up.
your
I
team. is
Payson
great.
ranked me 14. I'm dead in the water.
Oh, I think the deal was Higgins in my 23 second for Olave and your 23 first.
Ah. Hmm. Hmm.
And it's 14 teams. So
I
that could
know it
be a
is.
second round pick. Oh,
It could be.
you got a Layla appearance.
Hey.
All right. I think that means it's time to go.
Alrighty.
We'll have to we'll have to prepare for a live trade next time, or we can go back and forth after the
Oh,
podcast here.
okay.
Yeah, maybe we set some stuff up for something that's close, and then we
Sure.
figure it out. All right. So that's all we got for today. Thank you guys for listening. Don't forget to review on Apple, and hopefully it'll show up. Sorry, McSpanky, if you did and it didn't show up yet. And also please like, subscribe, and hit the bell on YouTube. We really appreciate it. For Newts and for Ronald Cavalier, see you guys next week.